were digging, yeah, and then go back up.
It ain't that bad.
Yeah, but it means you're getting
Not the bin.
Eco warriors, and then he's just going to travel around the world all the time, like 4 times a year.
Spending just
Today is a shrine to the Morrison film, and people bitten, lived in material research.